Hey guys, so I figured I would tell the complete story of everything that happened since not everybody has Instagram. I haven't really told the full story. So the day before all this happened, we camped at Bull Gap after we went into Neil's. Bull Gap's about a mile from Neil's Gap. So we woke up that morning at 5 a.m. and hiked a little bit while it was still dark out. There was rain in the forecast for that day, so we wanted to get to the shelter early. And so we hiked to Low Gap Shelter, and me and James got there before noon, and we ended up staying there. We kind of dabbled with going a little bit further because the next day we were going to go to Unicoi Gap, and we had booked a room at Your Home in the Woods bed and breakfast, and we were going to stay there that night and then take a 0 day the following day. And so we ended up staying at Low Gap, and everything was fine. I actually got the best sleep I'd gotten on trail yet. That night it rained a little bit. Good morning. I actually slept really well last night. Probably the best night of sleep since I've gotten out here. It did rain. I think it rained a little bit more than the forecast had predicted, but I woke up with a terrible stomachache, and I'm moving very slow this morning. And I just feel like laying here and dying, but I gotta get up and move, and it just hurts so bad. Oh. So anyway, let's see if I can't get out of this campsite and get to town, because I know there's a shower and a bed waiting on me. Okay. It was fine. I went to the privy, did my business, went back to my tent, and I started getting this really intense pain in my left lower abdomen. I thought, okay, well, maybe, I'm not done. Maybe I need to go to the privy again. So I went and nothing happened. Came back and it was still hurting, and I was like, okay, well, this will pass. Everybody was already up at that point, getting ready to go, and I was getting ready to go as well. And I told them, my stomach's hurting, I'm moving a little slow this morning, y'all just go without me, I'll be fine. Well, I would say 30 to 45 minutes go by, and my pain is starting to get worse. So at that point, I tell some of my trail family, like, hey, my stomach's really, really hurting. I don't know what's going on. And at first we thought I might have been dehydrated, so I started chugging electrolytes and water. Then I started throwing up. And that's when I was like, okay, something isn't right. I couldn't keep any electrolytes down, and my pain was just worse and worse. And I was just laying on the ground in the floor of my tent in the fetal position. I couldn't move or do anything because it would just hurt. So finally, few hours passed by. It's at 10:30 at this point, and everybody's pretty much cleared out of camp, and it's Winging It, Grace, Stephanie, Huck are left. So we made the decision, we got to get out of here. It was 9 miles from Low Gap to Unicoi, and there was no way that I could hike 9 miles. Our other option was to hike 4.5 miles back to Hogpen Gap. That's what we planned to do, just to get to the road, to get picked up so I could, get somewhere. We did that. I have no idea how I hiked the 4.5 miles. I just know the entire time I was praying, and I just remember specifically walking, and my soul and mind had completely left my body. I was not there, but my feet were just taking one step at a time. And I would walk about 0.5 miles and just collapse in the middle of the trail and lay there and shaking. I couldn't stop shivering. Wasn't cold, it was so much in so much pain. Finally, I made it out, and Miss Bonnie picked me up. Miss Bonnie runs the Your Home in the Woods bed and breakfast. Took me into Blairsville, dropped me off at urgent care. We got to urgent care and quickly realized they weren't going to be able to do anything, so the lovely, nice nurse there drove me to the ER. The ER was full when I got there, so I was actually laying on the floor in the ER for about half an hour. Finally got back in a room. They gave me morphine, and it did nothing. That's how much pain I was in. So after the morphine, they gave me another pain medicine, and I can't remember the name of it. And that helped for about 45 minutes, enough to get me back to a CAT scan, a CT scan, where they scanned my abdomen. Now, this whole time I thought it was gastrointestinal, maybe a blockage. But the CAT scan showed that it was something with my ovaries. But they couldn't see in the scan exactly what it was, so I had to get an ultrasound. So I went back to my room, waiting for the order for the ultrasound to be put in, and at this point, honestly, I don't know what time it was, but I was in excruciating pain. The pain was just steadily building all day. I was screaming. I mean, just screaming at the top of my lungs in pain. And Grace was with me the entire time, and bless her, I know I scared the living daylights out of her, and Grace, thank you so much for being there for me. So then they gave me some Dilaudid, did absolutely nothing. That was how much pain I was in. At some point in there, they wheeled me back, and at this time, I'm kind of almost going in and out of consciousness because I'm in so much pain. And I got an ultrasound, and that's when they found that I had a ginormous cyst on my ovary, and it was twisted. So then things started moving pretty fast after that ultrasound. I got back to the room. The doctor came in about 5 minutes later and said that they had called the surgeon and I needed to have emergency surgery to get my ovary removed because it was close to being ruptured. They gave me more pain medicine. I don't know what they gave me this time, but she said she ordered something very, very strong, and they gave me that through my IV, and that was the first time all day that I finally got out of pain. Hey everyone, so I'm having emergency surgery on my ovary because there's a softball-sized cyst on it, and the tube is twisted. I'm making this video because this is the first time I haven't been in pain all day because they gave me this pain medicine. But it's honestly been terrible. I had to hike 5 miles out of camp this morning and then come here, and now I'm just worried because I'm gonna be off the trail. I just started. This is terrible. I've never been in so much pain. I've only been on trail for a few days, but I'm gonna make it back out there. I'm not gonna let this stop me. I just ask that you please pray for me. I've been in so much pain today. They finally gave me a strong enough pain medicine, so that's why I'm able to talk. But just please pray for me. I'm scared and really upset. And that was, the relief was just insane because all day, that pain just built and built. And I finally got out of it for a second, talked to the surgeon, and within the hour I was up in the operating room, had the surgery. It was about a 45-minute surgery. And hey everyone, I'm out of surgery. They had to remove my ovary, but it went well. The doctor said it was pretty bad, but I'm gonna get through this. I'm still praising the Lord even through this hard time, because He was the only reason that I made it out of camp. I hiked 5 miles this morning to the nearest road, and it was probably the hardest day of my life, but He made me there. He made me out alive and safe. So thank you guys for your prayers, and I'll try to keep everybody updated on everything, but I'm staying. Woke up and doctor was like, wow, that was way worse than I thought it was going to be. Said it was one of the biggest that he's ever removed. Good morning, everyone. It's the morning after my surgery. I feel so much better. I'm not in the excruciating pain I was yesterday. I have a little pain from my incision sites, but it's nothing compared to yesterday. Just talked to the doctor, and he gave me pictures of my cysts. He said it was the size of one of those Beats by Dre pill speakers, and it was wrapped around about 4 times. He said it's one of the biggest he's ever seen, and he can't believe that I was able to walk 5 miles to the road to get to the hospital. I'll show you guys the pictures that they took from the surgery here in a minute. So this is a normal ovary, and then this was my cyst. Another example would be like, it was like pretty much the size of an eggplant on my ovary. It weighed about 2 to 3 pounds, and it was twisted about 4 times on my ovary.
US 19 North.
Alright, well, I just left the hospital. I'm going to go get my medication, and then I'm going to go to the bed and breakfast and meet up with the rest of the trail family. Crazy 24 hours, but I'm doing a lot better today. I'm not in
Take the next
near
right
as
onto
much
US
pain.
129 North.
Got my first shower in 7 days, so that felt nice. And then I've just been on clear liquid diet, but I had a turkey sandwich earlier and it was really good. But anyway, that's what's happening right now. I'm probably going to be laying down most of today because I'm not in as much pain as yesterday, but I'm still in pain. So, yeah. It's a good day because it's not yesterday, because yesterday was awful. Doctor said I was pretty lucky because if I had waited any longer, it could have ruptured, and then I would have gone into septic shock and possibly become septic, and then obviously there's a high chance of death when it comes to that. I got very lucky, and I'm very blessed to have amazing trail family. Grace stood by my side the entire time. She was there to emotionally support me throughout the whole day. She stayed with me in the hospital all day. Stephanie, thank you. Stephanie put my pack, she had her pack on her back and put my pack on the front, and she hiked those 5 miles out with my pack in her pack. And she stayed calm the entire time. Stephanie is a veteran. She was in the Navy, and she took charge. She was a leader, and I've only known these people for a couple days, and they did this for me. I can never say thank you enough. Winging It stayed behind at camp, and he was making sure that I was okay too, and James and Ed were there for me, and Anthony, I named him Cheeseburger. He stood around camp and tried to do what he could. And then just all my other trail friends. I had Kitty Hawk called the hospital, Faith called the hospital, Tyler texted me. I mean, just the community out here is incredible. So thank you guys so much for caring and taking care of me. I have 3 incision sites. They cut both sides of my pelvis and down my belly button, and I definitely am in pain, but I'm not in anywhere close to as much pain as I was in that day, so I'm just grateful for that. Doctor said it'd be about 2 or 3 weeks recovery period, And my plan is to recover and then just meet up with my trail family wherever they are on the trail and keep walking to Maine. And then once I get to Maine, I'll come back and I'll do this section and finish my through hike. So, not how I wanted this to go, obviously, but I'm gonna make it through this, and I'm still gonna do this. It's been a whirlwind. I can't believe this all happened, but like I said, I'm just grateful to be alive and that everything ended up being okay. And I want to say thank you so much to everybody who reached out to me on Instagram, Facebook, texted me. I've been trying to message everybody back, but it's just overwhelming, the support and love that you guys have shown me, and really just can't thank you enough for your prayers. I promise you I felt them. I felt the presence of the Lord with me, and I know when 2 or 3 gather together in prayer that it can move mountains, and I know that you guys, I could feel your prayers, so thank you so much for that. This isn't over. I promise you guys this is not over. I will be back on trail this year. I will be back on trail, and I will make it to Maine, Lord willing. But I am going to take care of myself. I'm going to make sure that I'm ready to go out there. The trail's no joke. When you're out there, it is unforgiving. And it's very important to be prepared. I mean, this is something I could have never prepared for. But as far as, having a trail family and people that you can count on and help you through times like that, it's so important. And I was only on trail for about a week, but it's been the best week of my life, and I've formed such good relationships with these people I've only known for a few days. I can't even explain to you guys how special this is, how awesome this trail is. I also want to say a huge thank you to Miss Bonnie and Mr. Paul at Your Home Bed and Breakfast. Hey everyone, I'm at Your Home Bed and Breakfast. Miss Bonnie cooked us a wonderful dinner: meatloaf, bread, potatoes, and salad. Try to eat as much as I can, but I'm still kind of, feeling a little weird after surgery. I'm going through waves of feeling better and then waves of pain, and I'm on pain medicine, which I really, really hate. And so, just reminding myself it's 24 hours after not even 24 hours after surgery. And anyway, but I do want to show you guys around this place because it's super cute, and I mean honestly couldn't have ended up at a better place after surgery. I feel like I'm at my grandma's house, and Miss Bonnie and Mr. Paul are so kind and just wonderful people. So if you're hiking the AT, and even if you're just in town and want to take a little vacation out in the Appalachians, I highly recommend this place. But I'll kind of show you guys around. So this is my room. You do get a room to yourself, and they will pick you up and shuttle you from the trail to the house. She cooks homemade breakfast, homemade dinner, and does your laundry. She did my laundry for me earlier. And this is the house.
There you go, and that's a fact.
As a philosophy, that is
Probably a good one.
I mean, this place has been such a blessing.
This day, thank you for night, for rest, for recuperation of our bodies. Lord, thank you for this food. We ask you to bless the food, and Lord, as they hike, please keep them safe each step on the way. We thank you too for Kelly, for healing, and for just getting better every day. Lord, we praise you in Jesus' holy name. Amen.
Amen.
I did end up staying the night in the hospital, and then I came here afterwards, and I feel like I'm at my grandma and grandpa's house. It's a great place. It's been a great place for me to recover and heal. So I'm very, very grateful for you guys' hospitality and just the impact that you've made on my life in the short time that I've known you guys and been here. So, but anyways, if you guys could just continue to pray for me, I would really appreciate that. And like I said, this isn't over. I will be back on trail. And until then, I hope everybody out there stays safe, and I can't wait to rejoin you guys out there. So, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. My one trail souvenir so far. My hospital cup.